Hello and welcome to Football League World TV. My name is Ned Holmes. Today I'm joined by my colleague Marcus Alley to discuss the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Month shortlist for November. Well, the battles at both ends of the table in the fourth tier only intensified last month, and there were some standout performers across the division as well. 6 of the best have made it onto our shortlist, and the vote is now open. The nominees, just to run through quickly for you, are Mansfield defender Stephen McLaughlin, Oldham defender Pierre, Gianni, Salford midfielder Matthew Lund, Swindon midfielder Jack Payne, Forest Green forward Matt Stevens, and Newport forward Dominik Telford. Marcus, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, very well, thanks, Ned. A lot of good players in this list, and I think some that maybe haven't got the credit that they deserve. So I'm delighted to be on for this show.
Absolutely. Hopefully we can give them the shout out they deserve, as you say. As I said before, the vote is now open and it will run until 9 a.m. tomorrow. The winner announced at 10:30. So if you want to have your say, click the link in the description below or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. But me and Marcus this morning are going to run you through sort of all 6 players and why they deserve their place on the list, really. So if you want to hold off making your vote for sort of the next 10 minutes. We start then, Marcus, with Mansfield defender Stephen McLaughlin. You know, obviously the Stags have turned things around quite dramatically in sort of recent months, and November was no different. It was difficult really to pick a player from Mansfield. There's been so many impressive performances, but McLaughlin down that left flank has really caught the eye for us. You know, going forward and defensively, 1 assist, 6 tackles. He's been a key part of that recent turnaround, hasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. I think McLaughlin embodies this newfound confidence that there's been at Mansfield Town in the last month. 5 wins from 6 in all competitions in November, and McLaughlin's been crucial to that at left back. I was there at Sutton United versus Mansfield a few weeks ago, and he made, despite the 2-0 defeat, an incredible clearance off the line, tracking back to block off a 1v1, which would have ended the match as a contest, and he's really contributed going forward as well, which is definitely something that Nigel Clough, I think, would have been wanting to bring out of him so far this season, along with the 1 assist. He's also had 8 shot assists in the matches in November, so averaging just 2 in each game across the month. So that just shows that even if it only is the 1 goal that his chance creation has led to, he's still been providing shooting opportunities for the Stags attacking players as well. So he's definitely worthy of a place on this list.
Absolutely, an impressive month for Stephen McLaughlin. And if you think he deserves to be named the Football League World Fans Player of the Month for November, click the link in the description below to cast your vote, or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards. You've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow. We will move next, Marcus, to Oldham defender Pierre, Gianni. You know, I guess it's a different story here in that, you know, we're hardly spoiled for choice in terms of sort of standout Oldham players to pick out, given their struggles this season, and those continued in November. But Pierre Gianni, you know, not just for his 1 goal and 3 assists, which is hugely impressive for a defender, but his defensive work as well. He continues to really be their shining light, doesn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. He's won 85% of his defensive duels in November, which often you see some defenders playing at teams towards the bottom of the league rank higher up on these sort of stat categories. But looking on his success percentage, which would be, you know, puts him on a level playing field with any other defender in League 2, and to have won 85% is very impressive. Also, just his intelligence with the assists. 2 of them have been headers where he's probably in a shooting position, and he would definitely feel he'd be able to get a shot on target, but he's chosen to turn provider and nodded it back into a teammate's path who's been able to slot the ball home. All 3 of the shots that he has assisted this in November, have gone in. So I'm not sure maybe his chance creation is going to be as sustainable as the likes of Stephen McLaughlin at Mansfield. But no, he's been an outstanding contributor in some really tough times for Oldham. And there's an argument probably that Athletic could be cut adrift really in League 2 if it wasn't for his contribution. So I'm sure he's going to continue to be a pivotal member of that back line and the squad. He's a real leader in there when the going gets tough in the coming months. But definitely a figure of hope, I think, at Boundary Park, particularly in November.
Absolutely. So if you think Oldham defender Pierre Gianni deserves to be named the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Month for November, click the link in the description below or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. You've got until 9 a.m. tomorrow. But this is, of course, the fan awards. So if you've got any thoughts on the shortlist or who should have made it, who hasn't made it, then please leave a comment for me or Marcus on the chat. We move into the midfield then, Marcus. Salford City midfielder Matthew Lund's the player we picked out here. 2 goals and an assist for him, but more than that, it's his influence, I think. He's a vital player in the centre of the park for Salford, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. It was a real coup to be able to bring him in the summer for Salford. Managed 12 goals and 5 assists last season from central midfielders. Rochdale were relegated from League One. So with those numbers, he's definitely a player that shouldn't be in League Two. He's entering the twilight stage of his career. And obviously, we know the financial backing at Salford. So it's been a great signing. And yeah, he's really started to hit the ground running now with Gary Bowyer's side slowly starting to climb the table in League Two and starting to look like the playoff contenders that probably as a minimum expectation from our point of view, we saw being the case at the start of the season. His progressive passing has also increased significantly in the last month, which shows the control that Salford have been able to have in games that maybe they weren't in the first few months of the campaign. So yeah, Matty Lund does stand out as one of the classiest midfielders in League Two at the moment. He's definitely been able to assert his authority on matches on a consistent basis in the last month or so.
Absolutely. And if you think the Salford player deserves to be named the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Month for November, then head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote, or click the link in the description below. But he's certainly someone that we suspect is going to have a sort of important role to play as Salford push toward those playoffs this season. Another player that you'd suspect will have quite the role to play in that battle for promotion and the playoff places is Swindon midfielder Jack Payne. An impressive haul for him in November, 3 goals, 7 key passes. Marcus, he's really the one that makes Swindon tick in the final third, isn't he?
Absolutely. I think he's probably the best out-and-out number 10 in League Two, and credit to Swindon for being able to keep him because he performed quite well in League One last season. And then obviously we know the turbulent summer that Swindon had. So to keep Payne has been crucial. Scored in every single league game in November. 2 of those 3 goals were from outside the box as well. Got a wand of a left foot. So he is a key contributor for Swindon and is a key link player as well. I think maybe outside of the numbers that he gets in terms of goals or assists, he does contribute a lot just picking up the ball on the half turn in central midfield, feeding the likes of Tyrese Simpson, linking up with Johnny Williams and other attacking players in that Swindon unit. So he's a great player, and I expect him to really kick on in League Two this season as the Robins look to push for the automatic promotion places.
Absolutely. 3 goals, 7 key passes, as we said. And if you think Jack Payne is the man that deserves to hoist the award, as it were, tomorrow, then head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards or click the link in the description below. We move forward into the forwards then, and we start with Forest Green's Matt Stevens. 3 goals, 11 shots for him in November. Obviously, you know, Forest Green Rovers are a team with an embarrassment of attacking riches really at the moment in League Two. But Marcus, just how impressed have you been with Stevens? And at 23, he looks a player with a bright future.
Yeah, it's a real breakout season for him. There's a lot of competition for places at Forest Green, which led to him going out on loan last season. He scored 5 goals in all competitions in November, which makes it 14 for the season, which is incredible numbers. You could argue, you know, he's got one of the best supporting casts in the division, if not the very best. So the chances are going to come for him every single game. But his finishing has been outstanding. He's hugely overperformed his expected goals so far this season. If he can continue that, he's probably looking at least 25 goals in all competitions this season. But he's been a key contributor in FGR, winning all 3 of their league games in November, and it's very worthy of a position on this list. I know Jamil Matt gets a lot of the headlines, and rightly so. 17 goal involvements for him in League Two so far this season. But Stevens has been as important and is definitely a player improving at a rapid rate, which certainly deserves the recognition.
Absolutely. And if you think Forest Green forward Matt Stevens is the player that deserves to win the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Month award for November, then click the link in the description below or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. The sixth man then on our shortlist for November is Newport County forward Dominik Telford. 4 goals and 6 key passes in November, 4 and 4 in November in League One for Telford, Marcus, but 11 in his last 7. He's in an unstoppable form right now, Telford, isn't he?
It's quite ridiculous what he's doing at the moment, and he's got Newport and the James Robury Revolution really looking at a position in the playoffs as a realistic aim, which probably wasn't the case towards the back end of Michael Flynn's reign at the club. It's a real coming-of-age season for him. He'd only scored a maximum of 6 league goals. That was his record tally previously to this season in his career. Now he's already got 13, so he's already more than doubled that in League Two. And there's no sign that he's going to stop. I think the Exiles have been looking for a player to really come in. They lost a lot of players in the summer, the likes of Shee and Josh Labadie. Of course, had Jamil Matt a couple of years ago as well. So they needed a new talisman at the front of the pitch, and Telford has proven to be that. I think something that stands out about a lot of his finishes is just arriving in the box at the right time. You've got the likes of Haynes bombing on down the left flank, putting balls into the box with regularity and a lot of quality at Newport, but it's just whether or not they could have the man to get on the end of them, and Telford is doing that extremely well at the moment. So he's going to have a lot of League Two managers pondering how they're going to deal with him and designing plans, probably taking training sessions solely focused on how they're going to deal with Dominik Telford at the moment. But yeah, he really does look like a menacing prospect in League Two at the moment.
Absolutely, and it's a sort of goal-scoring run that even Alexander Mitrovic would sort of be jealous of, and that's quite saying something. So if you think Newport forward Dominik Telford deserves to win the Football League World Fans League 2 Player of the Month award for November, then click the link in the description or head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards to cast your vote. The vote closes at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and the winner will be announced at 10:30 a.m. Just a reminder then of the 6 nominees before we go. Mansfield defender Stephen McLaughlin, Oldham defender Pierre Gianni, Salford midfielder Matty Lund, Swindon midfielder Jack Payne, Forest Green forward Matt Stevens, and Newport forward Dominik Telford. As I've said many times, click the link in the description below. Head to footballleagueworld.co.uk/fan-awards, cast your vote, share it on social media, let everyone know who you think deserves to win tomorrow's award. That's not all from us from Football League World TV today. At 4 p.m, we've got the EFL Transfer Zone with George Douglas, Adam Jones, and Ben Wignall. But that is all from me and Marcus for the moment. Thank you very much, Marcus, and thanks everyone for watching.